Midwest Guys presents Gotham Watch.
Yay, Gotham! Tell Sal it's over. The guns are bought. The killing room is waiting. He doesn't know it, but he's a dead man. On second thought, I'll tell him myself.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Four Midwest Guys Presents Gotham Watch. Today we'll be reviewing Pinewood. With me today is Mr. Brian Ankenbauer.
Hey, what's up?
And my brother Aaron.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. How you guys doing today? All right?
Yeah, doing good.
Okay. So let's get into the episode of Pinewood. So right off the bat, I guess they get into the Bat computer and they find this address. Well, what will be the Bat computer, I guess I should say Thomas Wayne's computer. Correction.
Well, it might be the Bat computer. We don't know what Thomas Wayne did in this universe.
Well, we'll see. But anyway, they find this address, the middle of nowhere house.
A cabin.
Cabin in the woods, per se. Bruce breaks out his new handy-dandy lock-picking tools. And,
it's one of his many new things that he picked up while working on the streets.
With Selena.
And that, 6-week montage sort of thing?
Yeah.
I think it's longer than that, but yeah.
Well, it's hard to say.
Yeah, so he picks the lock, they get in, and we're introduced to, we're just going to call her the Claw Hand Lady. Because I'm not sure they
Raptor Hand.
I think they
didn't really
mentioned her
give
name maybe once, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, they mentioned her name right in the beginning.
Yeah, so...
Because that's who they were looking for.
Right. So, obviously, yeah, she has a raptor hand instead of a...
Is that what it is? Is a
hand.
raptor hand?
Yeah, it looks like a raptor hand.
Yeah, because it
Velociraptor.
was huge. I'm just trying to think of what lizard would have that hand.
Yeah, it looks like a raptor from Jurassic Park or something.
Yeah, I would definitely say Velociraptor. So.
But it's a fully functioning
Raptor hand.
raptor hand claw.
And apparently there was some form of backstory of how she was abused as a kid and it was damaged or something, so they were going to fix it.
Well, that's because she was a disabled kid and her dad would beat her up because she was disabled.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
But yeah, apparently instead of fixing her hand, they gave her a raptor hand.
I like Velociraptors. I'm going to give you a Velociraptor hand.
Which is kind of really funny considering Hugo Strange also was in Jurassic Park.
That's right, he was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was it Jurassic World or Jurassic Park?
All of them.
Both of them.
Really?
He's the one scientist. He's the lead scientist. So, there's the connection.
I didn't know that, actually. That is actually really funny.
Yeah. So, what'd you guys think of Claw Hand Lady? What's your impressions?
I actually found her very forgettable as a character. She got killed off later on, but...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, it's a review show. It's all kind of a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
It's all kind of a spoiler at this point, isn't it?
True.
Spoiler alert. All right.
You're right. She was very forgettable. We couldn't remember her name.
Yeah.
However,
I'm pretty sure Bruce says it several times throughout the episode. I don't remember.
I wanted to get involved with that character though, because she seemed like she was going to be an integral part. She knew who Hugo Strange was. She knew what he looked like because it was just the philosopher at the time.
Yeah, that was the code name
right?
for the head.
And she knew what he looked like. So you're like instantly she's going to pick out the rose-colored glasses. You're going to be able to find her, no problem. And then she just gets killed off. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way about kind of a few of the story arcs this season, though. You see, introduction of Penguin's family, dead. Gordon's in prison, he's out.
And I understand it's part of the storyline, the plot line, but part of me was like, why don't you just ask for a description? It wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Apparently Bruce did not pick up the ability to draw faces.
Yeah, even if it's a stick figure and they draw a bald guy with glasses.
Did he have any, features that kind of stood out?
Well, he had a scar over his eye, but I won't mention that.
All right, so okay, yeah, I wasn't real impressed with Claw Hand Lady, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah, they kind of seem to use her to kind of play up her connection to Thomas Wayne and how that reacts to Bruce and try to make it more emotional, sort of thing.
Well,
more than anything else.
Well, there was a very emotional side because she even said that he was like a father to her.
Yeah,
and he he gave her stuff, and
Yeah.
that one music box.
Yeah, that Bruce has at the end of the episode.
And she was even protecting him all the way up to the end because she was holding back from Bruce that Thomas actually started Pinewood, the
but I
crazy
mean,
place.
At the same time, like, just starting like a bioengineering thing isn't necessarily a bad thing. And
Well,
to be
yeah,
honest,
I mean-
I kind of felt like that was kind of cheesing it up more than it had to.
Even she was said to him, he did it for the right reasons.
Yeah,
it
and
just
then
went
the wrong
a
guy
different
got
direction.
in charge of it.
So, but yeah, I was kind of like you, Brian. I was kind of hoping to at least 2 episodes, maybe. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, we weren't expecting her to be like this show's Robin by any means, but
Yeah.
you would expect her to kind of hold around for a few episodes.
But she does reveal that the philosopher, who is Hugo Strange, spoiler alert, that is the lead scientist of Pinewood. So you have Pinewood started by Thomas Wayne, and Hugo Strange is the head scientist in this.
Mm-hmm.
They reveal a picture, and Hugo and Thomas are right next to each other, so they're at least...
Yeah, what is it? Lucius Fox finds an old employee record.
Right,
sort
that's
of
how
thing.
they find out that has the philosopher written underneath Hugo Strange.
I don't know why you would have nicknames in that circumstance, but they did.
Well, it was like a club or something.
Yeah.
They had a guy's club.
Usually a tennis club or a fencing club or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Based on their sweaters.
They were playing racquetball.
But yeah, they're obviously setting up that Hugo was not just a scientist that worked with Thomas Wayne, but was pretty much Thomas Wayne's maybe best friend, maybe, or close confidant, maybe even.
Something along those lines. Maybe higher up in the business, or they got along well, if nothing else.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic, don't you think? Maybe with Brian with Bruce Wayne going forward with them.
Well, that's definitely, you can tell as soon as Bruce found out that,
Yeah.
you could already see him turning, hit the wheels turning in his mind, and he was like, it was his friend that did it. That's not fair, blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, then you start thinking about Batman and how Batman is all alone, and Batman try to keep it to himself so he doesn't have those attachments. Is it because he doesn't want the attachments, or is it because he doesn't want to be betrayed by a friend?
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to repeat his father's mistakes.
Right.
It's a very good possibility. Does it seem weird setting up Hugo Strange as the person that hired the assassination on Thomas and Martha Wayne though? Doesn't it seem kind of a quick kind of run-in, or
not really? Because if you think about it, Thomas Wayne was going to be the one to shut down his program. That's what Hugo Strange was working on. So basically, you're going to shut down my job.
Pinewood was already shut down for years by the time that he assassinates him, right?
Well, they had shut down. Yeah, Pinewood had been shut down, but it might have been something he held a grudge for. Maybe they had a falling out. We don't know how far back this relationship goes.
Yeah,
I think it was more than a working environment, obviously. So, but
it's just I find it weird because so far with Strange, we really haven't seen any of his motivations outside of, I like doing sciencey stuff. Let's bring that guy back from the dead.
Well, he's crazy, obviously, but he's the careful I don't know, chess player, villain, laying out the pieces, so to speak, which I think we've talked about before.
Well, I think we're going to find out that the connection is going to be deep rooted into the whatchamacallit guy that's missing his arm.
Oh yeah, what was that guy?
That family.
Yeah.
The Dumas.
Yeah, the Dumas, the whole
legacy. Yeah. I think it's going to play into that somehow, and it's going to be one of those he's wanting to see the demise of the Wayne Foundation and everything else, so he's doing it from the inside or what.
So he's been working the whole time.
Yeah,
it could be.
It's got to be something like that because
I don't know. It'd be kind of weird to interconnect him into the Dumas storyline, and because you more or less have Gallivant being resurrected by him as Azrael and being almost looking like he's going to be a pawn.
Right, but what I'm saying is, he says, we've finally done it. We were able to do it. He's been trying to do it for a long time. In one of the tubes that we saw in one of those episodes looked like the head of the Dumas clan or whatever with missing the arm.
Oh, okay.
As if it was the
guy back from the 1800s. They've kept him on ice.
They've kept him on ice the entire time, trying to bring him back to life.
When he was making those statements, I just assumed that was his trying to bring people back from the dead sort of statement. His Frankenstein moment.
Could be both.
It could be both, but I think it has a ultimate impact. we were able to do it now. Now we can try it on,
Okay.
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, very interesting. I do like the Hugo Strange bad guy much better than Gallivant. So
By leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Even with Gallivant coming back, even that little moment where he starts quoting some sort of religious thing, and
Well, that's how he's going to invent Azrael in the next
like he's
episode,
almost creating and it looks like in the next episode Hugo Strange manipulating that to give him a purpose for coming back sort of thing.
Yeah, he's totally going to use that.
Manipulating it on.
You can see at the end of this, he's like Azrael.
It's I like that.
Yeah.
I'll use that.
I'll use that.
Yeah.
And get some. Yeah.
But even in this context, I still like Hugo Strange more as a villain, even with Gallivant coming back and being some, Batman-like nemesis.
Well, yeah, because it feels like he keeps releasing people. He released Penguin out, and now he released Barbara out. He's experimenting with these people. He's throwing them back out there. Next episode, he's going to throw Gallivant back out there as Azrael in this armor.
Well, at least with Gallivant, it seems like he's being sent out with a purpose to a certain extent because he looks like he's going to be hunting down Gordon. Whereas with both Barbara and Penguin, it's kind of just I just kind of want to see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make notes.
Well, and speaking of Barbara is let out of the asylum after what appears to be one session where she says she's crazy.
Well, she said it was multiple sessions. We only saw one.
Yeah,
right, and that's actually
the funny thing is she even kind of makes a joke about that when she's in the one club talking to
the women's club.
Yeah, talking to the lady that ran.
The lady. What is it? Is it the lady? Is that her name?
I don't know if they
I
ever
don't
said
remember.
it.
They said what it was.
She ran
it was,
the Hitman
yeah,
organization.
It was the something lady, or it was just the lady, one or the other. Anyway, it was she didn't really have a name. It was just she was just a figure.
A code.
Yeah, she was just that was her figure name, and on top of this.
Yeah, but she
Assassin's Club.
Yeah, she even made a joke to her about how she just had to cry and pretend she was sorry and tired, and it was all worked out.
So we see Barbara. Barbara's back, and Barbara's helping Gordon again, and she actually pretends to be crazy. She actually ties up Gordon, knocks him out, ties him up, and looks like she's gonna kill him, but instead she turns on her new
ally
on the lady.
The lady and her new allies.
Yeah, once she gets the information that Gordon.
Yeah, she kind of
the philosopher. That's where.
Yeah, she even kind of goads it out of her, just oh, he's gonna die. Why don't you tell him?
Just go ahead and tell him.
Yeah.
And then she turns on him. And then there's the big scene between her and Gordon where Gordon basically just tells her to go, well, I'll just say fuck off, essentially.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of left there,
I actually think she did really good for this, episode, though. That is actually, a really decent scene for the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's, it's like she was actually trying to be good there, and it backfired on her, essentially.
Yeah, it's almost interesting
Although,
seeing
not that you blame Gordon.
No. You see they're falling out, and you can almost see, she's kind of hurt by it. She was kind of reaching out in some way.
Yeah.
And you can almost see, that almost falling back into her old role is because of that denial or some rejection in some ways.
Yeah, I really like her character. I have no idea where they're going with her.
Oh, yeah. I actually hated her character in the first season, but I've loved what they've done with it since.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're still going to go Harley Quinn. I don't know. What do you think, Brian? You think she's still heading down the Harley Quinn path, maybe?
I hope so, but I don't know.
Yeah. Because it's they keep... this whole episode was almost trying to bring her back, and then she fails.
Yeah, but like Aaron said, I think it might be something similar to the that whole denial of that trying to be good again, and she gets the denial from Gordon. It just might send her back to the other path, because right after that, she did go back to Gallivant's sister.
Right. With Butch, yeah.
And Gallivant's sister's
welcome home.
She's home.
Yeah.
And Butch is well, okay then.
Kind of petting her like a cat or something.
Well,
yeah. All right, well, I guess I'll grab some pizza, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it was seemed kind of odd, but some of the Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy storylines, with the girl, where the girls like each other, maybe they're kind of doing that a little bit here.
They've kind of hinted at something similar to that.
I don't know, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
At least a lot of their other interactions previous to the season have that kind of dynamic.
I really want her to do the Harley Quinn storyline.
Now, do you only want to do the Harley Quinn because you want the Joker there too?
Yes, but I also like Harley Quinn by herself.
Yes.
And I think she can pull it off.
Well, at the same
her
time,
crazy side is just perfect. like pre-Harley Quinn. I mean, she's like this far from,
I think I'm not sure if they're going to make her into Harley Quinn, but I think this is a show that kind of wants to tease out the Joker thing for at least another season or so.
They better not.
I really feel like they want to. But to be honest, like, Jerome made, like, good sense for, like, a Joker character because he was around the same age as Wayne. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like Penguin and Riddler where it's like, they easily have 15 years on them.
I guess.
Did you guys see the Easter egg?
Yes.
Underneath the bridge?
The painting, the ha ha ha.
Yeah, the Joker.
Yeah,
Joker.
Mm. Yeah. Now, that was also the same thing that was on the... I just call her the girl Joker, or it's on her drum set or whatever.
Yeah, it was on her drum set, and then there was.
Oh yeah, they had the whole club, and they had like being a thing where it's like creating like entire like.
And there was also that on the one of the alley walls.
Well, one interesting take on they could do is instead of actually doing like an actual Joker, but actually doing something like the Joker gang, like you have like in Batman Beyond.
That's possible. I still want Jerome back. I thought I will at least see him try to be the Joker.
Just have
even
Strange resurrect him in the same way, like Gallivant comes back and becomes Azrael.
Yeah, exactly.
That
like
sort of thing.
Yeah, except he's maybe not quite doesn't come back quite, and his skin's white now.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know.
Like he doesn't get reresurrected successfully.
Well, yeah, because Brian's even pointed out, he's like, well, what if he still has like this rigor mortis problem, and that's why he has a smile stuck on his face because he dies with a smile on his face, essentially. So
like certain muscles just atrophied when he was dead, and
they're stuck that way.
Yeah,
which would make perfect sense.
It would be kind of a Jack Nicholson take on it.
It would, and I would be perfectly fine. I would think that'd be pretty cool, actually.
Well, it's not necessarily bad. I mean, you can make the argument this actually lines up with like Burton's version of Batman pretty decently.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe a little darker than the Burton movies.
It's a little less campy.
There's no comic book feel to this series. All right, so let's get down to the final point of the show I want to talk about, and that is the return of Mr. Freeze, which was my favorite part, although we didn't get much of a scene, but we're right off the bat they tell us the Hugo Strange assistant's like, well, he's a lot meaner now. He's a lot more different.
Then they go into like his little cell, and they have like the whole winter clothing thing.
Yeah.
It was a fun little scene.
But he's... Last time we saw Freeze, he's still dealing with the emotions of his wife. This time we see Freeze, he is cold. He's the ruthless, much colder Mr. Freeze. What did you think, Brian?
I must have missed a good portion of the show.
Really?
Because I don't even remember that part.
You don't remember that at all?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you remember when Freeze attacked him?
Yeah, I got that part.
All right,
okay.
You just don't remember like Hugo Strange and his
Yeah,
assistant Peabody
Yeah.
talking to him?
Took a small nap or something?
Yeah, I must have taken a small nap, dozed off or something, because I don't remember that part.
Okay, well, what do you think about Freeze attacking him? I mean, in the suit.
I thought it was pretty badass, and the fact that his suit was bulletproof.
Yeah.
So that, it didn't affect him. Although his head was kind of still open, so they
Yeah, that actually kind of threw me off, because I'm used to like the animated series where you have like the little... like reverse sort of like scuba diver thing.
Yeah, and I was kind of shocked by that too, because I was like, well, what if the sun comes out? And
isn't his head going to be like, I would assume he has to breathe in oxygen that's of a certain temperature. Is like that seems like that ruins the effect.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was kind of like, where's the dome? He has to have a dome. He's Mr. Freeze.
I also kind of missed the glasses though. Like from the animated series where he had like those kind of bright red goggles things. Like I thought that was an awesome contrast.
I liked it, but I think they're going for the dark blue eyes or whatever in this series, which is still pretty cool.
It kind of has that White Walker from Game of Thrones effect.
Yeah, but his whole that's a good example. That's a good comparison. The other thing,
Mr. Freeze starts the Ice Walkers.
That would be badass. But
it's just going to be, you see him like next season down in Game of Thrones. It's just like, yes, I am the true original White Walker.
Yeah,
with his freeze gun. But the other thing I liked about this, when he attacked him, he was ruthless when he attacked him. I mean, Mr. Freeze had become cold. No heart, no soul, just.
And he used, like, the weapons he kind of gained, like, in the previous episodes really efficiently. Not only did you see him use, like, the gun really well, but he just casually just kind of tossed that little freeze grenade.
The freeze grenade. Yeah. And when he froze the claw lady, he immediately just chopped her down.
Yep.
With his gun, yeah.
Yeah, didn't wait or take like a moment to pause.
Well, we barely even saw her freeze.
Yeah.
And he was right through her. Like, it was like, okay.
Yeah, totally heartless, cold, perfect Mr. Freeze, the villain Mr. Freeze that we all know
there
about.
could be a time limit on the suit in his defense. Like, that could be an aspect of it. Like, maybe he does have to return to, like, his chamber after a certain time period.
Right, it's possible. I mean, that's possible. I was very impressed on how they made sure to make Mr. Freeze this time the true Mr. Freeze. Like, before we were seeing him transition, and we got his origin story. Mm. Now we're finally seeing the Mr.
even
Freeze.
When he was kind of transitioning, like, he had some regrets about it, but he would still kind of kill someone if they got in his
don't
way.
get me wrong. The guy had gone past his morals a long time ago by the time we saw him. But this was true. This would be, like, literally the definition of cold-hearted.
Yeah,
in
that's
my
fair.
opinion. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we've reviewed it pretty well. So let's just get down to final thoughts and grades. All right, Aaron, I'll let you have the honor of the first final thought.
I'll probably give the episode a B-. It had some nice moments with Barbara, Mr. Freeze, but to be honest, there was a lot of parts where I kind of just felt like the acting went a little over the top, and like some of the storylines were kind of closed down a little too quickly. Like, even the Azrael bit at the end, that should have been really interesting. Like, a part of me was just watching that, and I couldn't really get invested, because it seemed a bit much.
Oh, really?
I thought so.
I actually liked that part a lot.
Like, it's not bad, it's just, it seemed like over the top to the point where we're starting to get a little corny, and
I don't know.
Like, it looks like it's going to have a good transition in the next episode, but for me, it kind of took me out of it. And then you also have the Raptor hand lady, and it's a character I couldn't really invest in, and they really didn't give you much time to, so it detracted a bit from that. But otherwise, it was a good episode.
Okay. I'm going to actually give it a little higher. I'm going to give it a solid B+. Good overall episode. We're getting finally got a little bit of Thomas Wayne, his backstory a little bit. We're starting to explore that. It was nice I like the reveal of Hugo as being more of his trusted friend than just a co-worker, or that he actually knew Bruce's dad. The return of Galavan as Azrael at the end for me was very cool. And obviously Mr. Freeze at the end. Just being the cold-hearted Mr. Freeze was awesome as well. The only thing that kept it from being an A for me would be the Claw Lady. Again, they either got rid of her too fast or they didn't make her interesting enough. Maybe a combination of the both. That would be my only detractor. So, Brian, what's your final thought?
I'm going to give it a B+, A-. It feels like Gotham is getting good again.
Yes, it is.
I really liked this episode, finding out who set up his father. That was a good part. Find out that Wayne Enterprises was the start of Pinewood and Indian Hill. Got to see Freeze back, bigger and badder than ever. I actually liked Claw Hand Lady.
Okay.
And I thought the animation, the CGI on her hand.
Oh, the Raptor
was done really well. I mean, it looked.
Yeah, actually, it did look nice.
I mean, it looked really well. It wasn't cheesy or anything like that. It actually.
Well, I think one of the benefits of that as well is like they didn't show it on screen for too long, so you don't really have like a large amount of time to dissect it. Like, it shows it just enough.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they showed it quite a bit. They showed it from the one angle from the front, and then even when they were getting arrested, and they had their hands up.
Yeah.
You saw it.
And you saw it.
Oh, that reminds me. You actually have the cop kind of stare at it, kind of funny, and that scene. That was a good moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like it for me, I like I said, I really wanted to be invested in her more. Like maybe another episode, even if it was something to where the fact that she gave the sketch, and then Bruce was able to complete what his father wanted to do and give her that piece,
or maybe
safety, right?
Give him more backstory on his dad or something.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the only deterrent for me, was the fact that they didn't invest in her. Like, they gave us this character, told us she was the first
mutant, essentially.
Yeah, essentially, the first project of Hugo Strange, and then Hugo finds out that they're going after her, and it's an all-out assault to try to get rid of her, so they can't find out who she is, but they eventually find out anyway, and maybe we don't find out at the end of the episode the professor is. We already knew as an audience, but they didn't confirm it until the very end. So, but anyway, I give it a B+, A-.
Awesome. All right. So, where can you find 4 Midwest Guys? Well, you can find us on Facebook.com/4 Midwest Guys. You can find us. We're on YouTube. All you have to do is search the 4 Midwest Guys. You can find us on iTunes. Same thing. Search the 4 Midwest Guys. We're on OneCast. We're also on Stitcher. Just about every online app out there we're on. If we're not, please drop me a line. I'll make sure we're at it. Also, Twitter. We're on Twitter. That's at the 4 Midwest Guys. Brian, where can people find you?
At Ankzone, ANKZONE.
Excellent, sir. And I am finally proud to announce that we have broken 1,000 followers on the main account.
Yeah, we're up to over I think it's 1,010.
Yeah.
1,010. I'm up to 2,250 on mine.
Wow, sweet.
So we're kicking ass and taking names.
So keep reaching out to us. Keep following us. There's plenty of ways. And if all else fails, just Google us. 4 Midwest Guys. You'll find our YouTube page. You'll find our Twitter account. You'll find our Facebook. Everywhere you can reach out to us and find us, it's all there. The only thing I'll tell you is the podcast.com, their feed is about a month behind. So, but other than that, every other feed is up to date. So, good to go there. All right. Well, Brian, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Aaron, as always.
Not a problem.
Thanks, sir. And for myself, B. Willie, saying we'll catch you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.